Okay, here's the long-awaited, much-anticipated video of how do I do it. It's going to be real brief. I want to first start out with showing you some wonderful things that I got from Billy the 10 Relic Hunter. And I thank you, Billy. I've already started work on your material, trying to replicate your big sandies and pickwicks. But here's some of the neat things that I found in my mailbox today. I just wanted to show that real quick. And I'm going to bring you over here and show you what I've made so far. So far, I've got these two made out of your material. I don't know your point types real well. I'm studying. It's supposed to be a pickwick on the left, and this is a big sandy here on the right. So, anyway, that's what I've done so far with it, and I just thought you'd like to get a peek. Now, I'm going to turn this over to my able assistant, my wife. She's going to videotape me. I told her not to get my ugly face in this because there'll be no viewers if they see me. So I'm going to start out with a really gnarly looking piece of stone. This is some Texas rock, and I'm going to do my normal speed here. I might talk a little bit, I might focus on what I'm doing, you never know. Start out with a moose antler billet. Just how I do it. I know you'd probably want me to slow down, but if I slow down too much, I lose my pace, and I don't really do well. These early stages of percussion I absolutely love because it's nothing more than fun than hitting a rock. So the object at this point is to skin this rock, get all the outer cortex off, and see what's inside. Taking a real big shot down here. I struck that on that little area there, and it pops that big flake off. That's what it's supposed to do. So already I got a useful tool. I've got a nice cutter, chopper, sharp edge. You could stop at this point, but I'm going to keep going until I get a crude blade made here. Now at this point, everything is all percussion. I may stop from time to time to pressure flake an edge to set it up for a percussion flake, but not so much in the early stages. You can see the flakes are coming off right around there. Again, I braid between every big flake I want to take. This should be a good one here. Nice big flake removal. Really pretty stuff under here. This is some of the raw pedernals. Excuse all the noise you hear in the background. I have a scanner out here. People mowing lawns, kids hollering and yelling, but it's village life, and I kind of shut it all out most of the time. I don't even hear it. Okay, let's take a bigger flake here. And you notice this is really coming out pretty thin already, but I started with a thin piece, so that helps a lot. That little abrasion is all it takes to get a flake to come off. That one landed on my wife's foot almost. I can't believe she didn't jump, but she's not wearing sandals, and so we'll be all set. Hope nobody's falling asleep at this point. It is a little boring, but it's what you have to do. Let's see if I can get a nice thin one in this area here. So I have to braid that a little heavier right there and give it a really stiff pop, and that took out that area right there.
Nice.
Thank you. It's nice when they do what they're supposed to do. So far all I've used for my tool is a piece of moose antler and a braider. You can use sandstone, you can use anything you want. This is some sort of an abrasive rock or man-made thing that I got at one of the Knappings. And I like using it, fits in your hand well. Okay, so let's finish up here getting the rest of this cortex off. You can see there's quite a bit there as opposed to back there. So let's work my way up to that. There's a nice flake right there. You can see I struck it right in this area here. Accuracy is everything too. If you don't hit accurate, you're not going to get the flakes to come off. And that come off nice and clean right there. Let's try one up in here. And the method I use this punch method, and it gives me great accuracy. Something that kind of developed along the way of my learning to knap. That one popped out a little hinge there, but that's not a problem at this point. We'll get that out here shortly. So I'm just trimming around. Let's see if we can get some of that hingy area out of there. That's a little better. And I'll shoot one right on that hinge here. Right here. That took a lot of it. And right next to it. Almost got it biface. And you can see it doesn't really take awfully long to do this. If you've got good stone and tools that are working well with it. So this is the typical speed that I like to work at. Maybe I'm a little impatient, wanting to get to the finished point, but I do like to do percussion work. Now we're almost done with the initial skinning of the blank, and I'll take a couple more skinning flakes up here to balance it out. And then I would worry about the shape that I want. Okay, a couple back here to get things nice and even.
You make it look so easy.
Well, I've chipped a lot of rock, and after you've chipped a lot of rock, you learn a lot of techniques. There's a really nice flake removal to thin it out a little bit more. You can see flakes should come off flat and thin, and they should feather out. They shouldn't hinge if you get it right. So I'll take a few more, and then I'm gonna call it quits for now. Really appreciate my wife being so patient, and
you owe me.
I do. I owe her. I always owe her. You heard that. It's on camera. She'll hold me to it. But
maybe dishes?
uh-oh. I guess I do owe her. Okay, just taking a couple more. I'm just trying to get the initial shape down, and do that right here at the bottom. You know, I could be really fussy and just keep going, but the object of this little demonstration is to show you how to make a quick little biface or a blade using nothing more than a piece of moose antler. You notice that I freehand all my work. That means I hold it out in the open in my hand. That way I can get better control of the angles and things that I use. And one more here, and then I'm going to call this little demonstration done. Okay, let's see what we got. So, there it is. That's a real quick little preform. I can thin this further. You can see it's not too bad. It's somewhat thin. But now I would slow down a little bit, set up more platforms slowly, and then take them off one at a time. So I hope you enjoyed this little demo. This is how I do it, and If you have any questions, just sure to leave a comment. Thanks a lot.